Hey guys, I'm just quick video here on Request Network. Without getting too much into the fundamentals, I do like the idea here behind what these guys want to do. I mean, to the push-pull way of interacting and then requesting payments is a much more secure way. Do that over Ethereum makes a lot of sense. We'll do a write-up here just talking about some of the details on what they want to do. But it looks pretty good. They have about a billion in token supply. I think about 640 million in, yeah, that's right, circulating supply. So the highs on this, if we want to talk in dollar terms, I'll chart it on the other side here in a second. But basically $1 down to a quarter. So there's definitely some opportunity maybe here for this token to go back to $1. So it's a quadruple potentially from here. It's nice that you can price it in versus Tether. So when you look at the technicals and the cyclical perspective, there's really nothing on the monthly chart. I would just say this is a real money candle on the monthly. So 0 is your floor. I mean, that's your max risk. When you go to the weekly, not even a weekly cycle there, it's still such a baby. On this weekly chart is pretty typical of a move in crypto. Huge vertical move. You have a topping tail. You get way away from the 8. You guys can see this red line down here is the 8-week moving average. So you need to be taking profits anytime a market goes vertical like that. It doesn't matter the story, the headline, the news. That's all smoke and mirrors. When price goes vertical, it's the same way when you have in thermodynamics, or you reach the critical point in water. There's also something called a triple point. But when you look at in physics, phase transitions and how energy and temperatures will do the same thing. So there's a lot of parallels to markets and energy and wave formation, and that's just the way to trade it. And now we've retraced 80% of that move up. You broke out of the base here in December 4th, week of December 4th, above $1, took off. I'm sorry, above 93 cents, 10 cents. 10 cents went to $1.40. And now you've just completely, basically collapsed all the way back. Very typical of crypto move, 80% retracement. So from here, to change the momentum, it's nothing but lower highs. You have the bands are all negative right now, so this is just in a basing period. And the way to trade bases is you just need to be patient. You look for the signs of the turn. This was a pretty good size candle here. Shows you some real money came in. But you couldn't take out the high of this bar. You tried to intraday here, failed. We have another failure here at the bands. This daily cycle is low. So it looks like you're probably going to retest this 15, 16 cent area. The 4 hour. 4 hour, I mean, there's definitely that same support showing. Not a lot of trading here. This is kind of a sloppy looking chart. This pi cycle's kind of rolled over. You have resistance at 45, 46 cents, and then the 60 area. And on the downside, the bottom of the risk range is closer to 15 cents. But on coins like this, they have the right idea. The biggest problem they're going to have is competing with everybody else that wants to be in a big player in the payment services and merchant services space. So there's going to be a lot of competition. So you manage your risk accordingly. You really need this to start making higher highs before I would put any type of serious capital behind this. I probably wouldn't put serious capital behind a smaller name like this to begin with, but just saying from a momentum perspective, you're still in an intermediate term downtrend. Yeah, and then it depends how you play it. If you wanted to nibble in front of this low support, your risk is pretty clear there at 12 cents. Or you just play for work your position all the way back to zero. And if you're comfortable with risking it at zero and staying at zero for forever, that's your risk. So if it's 1,000, if it's 10,000, depends on your financial situation, but that's your risk is below 12 to 14, and then zero. And your upsides, who knows? You go back to a dollar, you go back to $1.40, and then you can maybe even make a new high. If this does rebound and retest these highs, there's always a chance for a new higher high. Above there, it doesn't really make sense to make a big grandiose call. That's not really helpful. There's plenty of things to do and trade on the intermediate term, and over the hourly and 4 hour chart as this thing plays out. So hope that helps, guys.